there's a proviso here. There's a rule that you have. What do you got there, Bill Maher? Let's hear it.
We know where everybody's going. We know what everybody's going to say today. And we know we've got it. Are you guys going to let Stefanski have it? Are you guys going to finally do it? And I'm thinking, look, we know where these calls are going to go the rest of the season, okay? Mm-hmm. I do want to at least issue the charge to the listeners, the callers. I think we know most of you are on the same page, especially if you are determined to call a sports talk radio show on a Monday after a Browns loss in Pittsburgh. You obviously, we know what's probably on your mind. We get people that want to fire Stefanski after wins. So I know where this is going. I just would ask, okay, fine. Start your call with, we want you to fire Stefanski. Okay, then what?
Yes.
Then what else? I'm just assuming all of you guys want to fire Stefanski. So you got to give me a little something more than just fire the coach.
I don't want to squelch you guys and say you can't call in about firing the coach. Well, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Obviously, they're 1-5, and
the lines are open.
They were terrible last year. So, I mean, how am I going to stop anybody from doing that? That's stupid. I just don't want it to happen every time. But I think a lot of people feel that way. So you can call in and say, fire Stefanski, and what do you do after? Or what is another plan? And fine. I don't want to throw too much in there. Just go ahead. If you want to say fire Kevin, that's fine, guys. That's fine. Right? Free country. You can say it, but then I want an and to it. You fire Kevin, and then what? Do something. What's your plan? Need to have a plan, because we can all bitch and moan that it's bad, and you're all right, but we got to find a way to make it better. Tony in Mansfield, hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, doing wonderful, Tony. Can't you tell? Go right on ahead, friend.
I'm not even going to go into the Stefanski or the team or anything. It's Tone kind of said something, and then I thought about it. It's like, obviously anybody calling in, diehard Browns fans, right? But yesterday I had some trouble with my streaming service, so I was like, not even going to watch it. But then I wasn't even interested. I got done with the front yard. I checked the score. It was like 9-3 or something like that. And I seen he was sacked 3 times, looked at the stats, and I was like completely disinterested. First time ever in my life since I was 8 years old that I was completely disinterested. And then I looked at my phone. Normally my phone is going off with, okay, we got to do this. We need to do this. Game plan this. What's this person doing? So-and-so's having a good game. Just full of comments and sections and group chats. There was not a single thing on my phone. Or this morning when I woke up. It's like a relationship when it's going bad, but you still care, so you're going back and forth. But then it gets to the point where you just don't even care anymore. And when Tone said that, it kind of was like, holy crap. There was not a single message from my phone. It was just complete disinterest. I don't even know what to do anymore with this team, but that's the way it was. It's like my phone. I had not a single text about the Browns yesterday or this morning, nor was I interested at all. The only thing that was on my phone, and I'm not even going to bring it up, but you know who, and his amazing game yesterday and his drive. And
the play of the year. And I feel like I've said it 4 straight weeks. He had the play of the year.
Yeah, I'm not going to yell either.
That third down, Moxie, 3rd and 14. That's all I'm going to say. But that's on my phone, and that's the messages I'm getting from my friends and guys from work rather than the Cleveland Browns. And that's the problem, especially in a sports town like Cleveland, Ohio.
Tony, thank you very much for the call. I appreciate it. 216-474-0092. Yeah, I appreciate the thoughts. 2 things real quick. Axel came downstairs. He went to play video games. I didn't even ask him if he wanted to watch the game. Usually he'll sit down and go, oh, yeah, because for some reason 1 o'clock is still a weird time for him. And he's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I didn't even bother. Didn't even bother with it. Figured, what the hell? I figured I had a feeling. And then I had this moment. Now, I coach the youth football, and I can't shut up about it. Our head coach is a Steelers fan. And there was he's like, you're going to see a lot of this on Sunday, like doing the towel thing, and go, yeah, I'm sure I will, and I'm sure you guys are going to win. Like, it's not
and that's the extent of it. Yeah,
fun. I mean, when I met the guy 4 years ago, it was on 1 foot pointing at each other over this sort of thing. And now it's like, yeah, they traded 2 guys away this year. All they're talking about is trading other guys. Guys are getting quotes from Beacons and U-Haul about what they're going to do here. You're like, yeah.
He started a 3rd round rookie in his 2nd game yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. against Aaron Rodgers, who did magical things again yesterday. I mean, there were so many times I thought he was going to get sacked, and it just, there goes the ball. There's that one. There's the one that, was it Jalen Warren or was it Kenneth Gainwell, where he just flipped it between two guys. I go, this ain't even, I feel like Paulie and Goodfellas. It's not even fair. Lord. Todd and Menor, yellow.
How's it going, guys?
Hi, Todd.
I would actually keep Stefanski, and to Anthony's point, I'll go up a step further. Not only would I keep Stefanski, I would hire James Franklin as assistant head coach so we can get the number 1 overall pick. Have a good day.
Todd's got a plan, folks.
What about wait. What about Trent Dilfer? He's available.
That's a man of action. No, I did say when this goes down, hire Billy Napier. No one coaches with his back against the wall better than Billy Napier. And you come into the job with your back against the wall here. Go ahead and hire him. Now, I'm not serious about that, by the way. Don't turn that into a moment. All right, we're going to get to all you guys. 216-474-0092. And is there any sympathy for Miles, or is it, hey, you signed on the dotted line, pal. You got it. We'll take you guys today. The one rule, go ahead and say if you want to fire the coach, but there has to be another part of it where you have a plan to make it better.
I was on my way in today.
I didn't feel like doing it.
And
that's the thing. I didn't feel like doing it.
How are we going to get real emotional about this being the same thing every year and now every week?
But Ken brought it up last segment, and Ken, you're absolutely right. You're yelling because you still care about the team, because you still care about the wins. And when that changes, watch out.
I'm not going to do... Okay, I'm not going to mean to take shots here. I'm not going to let the failing win. I'm not going to let it beat me. I think that there's been a lot of guys who have done this before. And I'm going to take a shot. I'm not trying to take a shot at guys, okay? I think there's been a lot of guys before who have done this in this city, and it hasn't been good. And I think that they just protect themselves. So they go straight to they went to a point of protectionism to their own feelings, Anthony. And so they go straight to cynicism, negativity, and I don't want to be that way. Because then if I continue to be that way, then I can't understand the enthusiasm that comes with the fans when they win. It's not about the team as it is as much the fans, guys. Teams, guys on teams, they come, they go. And Lyman and I have been blessed to forge some nice relationships over the last 14 years with guys on all three of the teams here, but it ain't about them, it's about the fans. When they made the playoffs in 2020, I didn't get emotional over them, I got emotional over the fans. That's what we get emotional over. And if I start to just not care, well, one, that's not a product for you. Because if I don't care, then you're going to go, well, the guy who has a microphone doesn't give a bleep, so why do I even care about him? And why do I even care about them? So if I stop caring, then that's bad for everybody, and that's bad for me, certainly. And it's bad for the feelings I have towards this football team and towards the baseball and basketball team whenever they struggle, but they don't struggle nearly as much as the football team. So if I give that up, then what do I really have left? Because the job is a fun job to have. I've had to work for a living, really work and sweat my ass off for a living, and I've got to do this. I can't turn this into some sort of a punishment, but it's about the fans that I get excited about and upset about. Because, yes, you absolutely deserve better. And it's not I'm not trying to kowtow or any of that sort of stuff. It's not the pander bear coming out. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling them the truth. And even the guys who would call me the pander bear feel the same way. Even the guy sitting across from me who makes fun of me for this stuff would feel the same way because he felt the same way when they made the playoffs in 2020. So I can't let it hit me that hard to where I'm quiet and I don't care anymore. I can't do it. I won't allow it. Because someday I have faith, some way, somehow, even by accident, it might get better. And if it does get better, I want to be able to recognize it and enjoy that ride. We've tasted the playoffs. I've tasted the fun with the fans. I can't have it anymore. I know I can have it again, but I'm not getting it right now. And all I can do is get loud because that's who I am. All I can do is get emotional. Because you guys just say, Ken, you're going to have a heart attack. God, Ken, you're beat red in the face. Yeah, I'm beat red in the face. I'm beat red in the face because this is hell. This has turned into straight hell. Everything about this has been bad. Okay? I mean, I've been down this road many times already, and that's part of it. Is that you just played it, the same sentences are coming out of my mouth. You have a quarterback, nobody wants to see him. And when you talk about playing the guy, it's a threat. It comes off as a threat to the fans that he'll play for your football team again. I have a guy who lives in San Diego who doesn't seem to answer for any of this. Ever. At least Andrew and Kevin got boots on the ground here. Okay? I can ask. Andrew will let me go in and ask him questions. Kevin more than sir. That's half the reason I feel so damn bad saying these things. I've had guys certainly cut me out before, and we've had problems together now, haven't we? It's been well documented. So yeah, it's a problem. I do think they're good people. I do think they're good guys. And it kills me that it's going this way. But it kills me even more that I'm getting texts of going, why are you even upset? Why even bother? They don't deserve it, Ken. Why do you do it? I'm bothered that there's kids walking around. I'm getting texts from my buddy Eddie. There's kids walking around at some festival and none of them care about the Browns, not wearing anything. I'm getting bothered that you walk around and everybody else is out and about and they don't seem to care. That's my problem. That's my problem. You marched on the steps of City Hall in 1995, and here we are 30 years later. It's been 30 years, and here we are 30 years later, and people are just saying, why do you even bother? We went from marching and protest in the streets over a guy taking the team to this. There's no way in hell any of them people who were standing there doing the guillotine to Art Modell ever thought we'd be here with this. And here we are. So damn it, I'll yell until I ain't got a voice left no more. I'll continue to do it, because if I don't do it and you don't do it and anybody else here at the Fan don't do it, then it's just going to go away. And that's when they should be really concerned. Then we'll just be the Jaguars. We'll just be that fan base. We'll just be that team. And all they'll do, well, they could move to London. Shad Khan, maybe he'll move them to London, even though Shad Khan tells them all the time he ain't going to move them to London. Yeah, I know you guys say that. I don't. We're in the Midwest. This is a football area. The weather's lousy. We're supposed to love the sport. It's the same thing in Buffalo, in Detroit, in Pittsburgh, in Cincinnati, in Indianapolis, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, in Minnesota. You're supposed to have a little bit of success. The league is set to be that way. The most negative fan base that I've ever met, and I respect them, I love them. They're a lot of fun. Eagles fans, they're as negative as it gets. They've tasted the cup twice since we've been on the air. You're supposed to have some success. And I don't blame the fans. I don't blame you. Because it's been the same thing. Because when we were with Daryl just a moment ago, and I'll shut up after this. I'll try. Daryl had brought it up, and I thought about it. The culture, where it's never changed. In 1999, guys used this as a place to get a final check before they retired. And somehow, some way, that just became the culture. And any attempt we tried to change the culture has either been fake or has blown up in our face. So now we're left dealing with it 25 years later, however long it's been, 23 years later. And I can't believe it's this way, and I know you can't believe it's this way, but some people say, Kenny, you better believe it's this way. It's this way. I know, and it's just so damn hard to accept, because what it was started out as supposed to be a retirement home for old football players, and the feeling of just, hey, get your check and take your losses and who cares, had turned into some sort of tradition around here. And ain't nothing going to change if Kenny Carmen's the one getting red-faced and it ain't guys in uniform. It ain't going to change if the Bob in North Royaltons or the Andres in Broadview Heights or the Halims in Cleveland or any of the other, Drake in Cleveland who loves to call in, or Darshawn who likes to call in from the drive-thru. It ain't going to change if they're still the ones that are angrier than the guys in the building. It's only a warning. So I'll continue to put up my clown makeup and hope again that next week they start to get it right. And I'll continue to get my red nose and my fuzzy wig, and I'll do it again. because I don't know any better, because I'm an idiot. What do you got?
Well, it sucks, Kenny. The whole thing sucks because I actually thought, we can joke about the laser beams, laser eyes, and all that. I actually thought we had a functional, cohesive front office and coach situation that had some brains and had some abilities to finally right the ship, to at the very least be competitive. And I thought there were great signs right off the bat in 2020, which was an all-time weird season, but they dealt with that weirdness better than anybody. And then, unfortunately, they had the injury, bad luck to the quarterback who we thought was ascending. Then we all know how that shaped out. And then they did what all fan bases want their teams to do when they think they're in a window. Push all the chips in and go all in. And they went all in the biggest way possible for a quarterback that a third of the league was trying to go all in on. And it just blew up in their face so spectacularly. And now the Baker stuff, he's just rubbing your nose in it even more because this is one of the all-time great stories in football. But the great story isn't happening here. The great story is happening somewhere else. And in fact, a place that we always wonder, do they even care? Do they even care? They got another football team in that state. Do they even care down there? And he is doing it in a place that they had just won a Super Bowl a few years ago. And they didn't even go all in on him. And it's happening there, and it's never here. Why is it always there and not here? And that's what's so hard about all of this, is that yesterday, it feels like that was the bottoming out. You went on the road against, everybody has a Steeler fan in their life. Everybody has a Steeler fan in their family. That's what's so hard about this rivalry when it's been so lopsided over the years. It's why it felt so great that we had the head coach that finally overcame it in 2020. We had ended Big Ben. We had ended that run over there. That's why it finally felt good that we were going to have bragging rights, that we could finally put up a defense. We could put up a fight. And then we had Myles Garrett in the rivalry do something that most everybody in Cleveland was like, yeah, they're the cheap shot artists. We finally gave them a dose of their own medicine. And here we are. How cyclical is this, that we're sitting there in Pittsburgh as usual, where it seems like it bottomed out? Now, in the past, coaches have not come back from Pittsburgh. Kevin Stefanski is back. At least we think he is. So it just was so hard yesterday because I think there's a lot of apathy going around, and it was that team again, and they were waving the terrible towels yesterday like crazy, playing Renegade, and TJ Watt, who decisively had lost the battle against Myles Garrett decisively over the last few years. What happens yesterday? TJ Watt outplayed him, and it wasn't close. It sucks. It sucks. And it's hard to ask the fans to keep carrying the rest of the year. Outside of Shador, it's hard to ask the fans to spend their hard-earned money. You seen the ticket prices? The rest of the year for the home games, it's a joke. It's a total joke. The stadium's empty. They didn't even sell out the opener this year. So a lot of fans already knew. They were quick. They were quicker than maybe...
the vaunted Dolphins are coming to town.
Right.
That'll change it.
They were quicker than I think even the media was to burying this team. They didn't even sell out the opener. When does that happen in our lifetime? It's crazy.